What's up? Theodore Helververe here, aka Big Teddy, and I'm going to do something with you that I haven't done before and I don't normally do. I'm going to plug myself. So, just in case you don't know, HOH Collective is my family's organization, it's our company, it's our movement, and what we focus on and what we do, why we're here, why I'm here, is empowering and growing black and brown communities and POC communities to be sustainable, to empower them to be better functioning, stronger, and just more capable of taking care of us and our needs as a people, so that outsiders and other people and governments and states don't have to do it for us, so that we don't have to rely on anyone to take care of us but us. We do this in a number of different ways. One of them, my main method, is education. And that's education on personal communication, organization, infrastructure, everything down to agriculture, helping people plant community farms, and we donate to schools and sponsor the arts and things like that. And so this podcast that I'm doing with you right now, all of this is an effort to practice what we preach, to live the principles and ideals that we believe in, and bring this information to as many people as possible so that we can grow and do better and become more. On that effort, so the first thing that I did before I jumped into podcasting was I wrote a book. The More Than Just Surviving Life podcast is based off of the More Than Just Surviving Life book. And that book is available now on Amazon in paperback and ebook format. You can contact us, or you can contact me at the hohcollective@gmail.com to get a PDF copy of the book. And very soon it will be available on Audible, so that it's out there in all formats. And obviously, whenever you tune in, we're going to be talking about it. We're going to be talking about that and other things as well. So the principles and ideals that we discuss in the book, the methods, the reasons, all of that, we're going to go over that together. We're going to go over a lot of new things. We're going to continue to update and grow. So what we're going to talk about today, something that's really a strong concept in my life, is the concept of incarnation, right? And there's this phrase that I think of when I think of myself, and it's to be incarnate. So to be incarnate is to be the personification of something. Okay, and part of why I wrote a book and part of why I talk to you is because I'm a linguist. I love words. I love language in all different cultures and capacities, and the things they mean and the things they hold on to. So a lot of times when I think of myself as will incarnate. I am the force of will brought to life, and I create, establish, and affect the things around me through force of will. It's how I've traveled across the world. It's how I've set up and create this business and this organization for my family. And all the other things that I've done, they've all been extreme acts and force of will. And so there are other principles and concepts and ideals that embody me, but I always like to be the incarnation of them, okay? And I was watching this Netflix series recently called Chef's Table, and I've very much been enjoying it because for me, everything, it doesn't matter if it's a movie I'm watching or a book I'm reading or a song I'm listening to or a discussion I'm having, I'm always trying to learn from everything. I'm always trying to learn from people that have been there, people that have done it, people that are doing what I'm doing and doing it better so that I can grow and become better. Because again, something that we talk about is the blessing of being able to learn from other people's mistakes, not having to trip over your own feet to get something. And so all of these chefs has something beautiful that I share with them in terms of spirit that I'm learning from and that I'm latching onto and I'm enjoying it, and I enjoying it. I got to the 4th episode, okay, and it hit me super hard, and it was very dope and it was very good, and something happened in the 4th episode, and that's basically what we're going to talk about today. This word came up because the chef is a female chef. She's a Japanese female chef, and culturally it's very degrading for a woman when she becomes a female chef, because there's so many stigmas and so much disrespect that they have to work against and fight against, people thinking they're not strong enough and they're not capable enough and they're not talented enough, right? And so she introduces this Japanese word. And the thing I love about Japanese words is that their one word in Japanese is not just a word. A lot of times one word is a concept. It's an ideal. There's so much more into it. It's a feeling. It's a mindset. And all of this explaining has to go into it. So I'm going to explain the word. The word that she used is Kayashii. Okay? And when she finished explaining this word, I was like, bruh, this word is the basis for my entire life. And it was just hilarious to me. So Kayashii is when someone puts you down or says you can't do something. Kayashii is the burning desire to prove them wrong. Okay? It's the burning desire to prove them wrong. As people of color, as black and brown people, I know for a fact that I am not the only person that understands or identifies with this concept. And the reason I know that is because so much of our culture, so much of who we are as a people in terms of people and cultures that became survivors was learning to deal with what we had, learning to do what we could with less than and make it stellar and make it spectacular, right? And so much of our cuisine is this mindset as well. When it comes to soul food or when you're talking about reservation food, it's cooking and creating meals to feed a family with the last and the least and the lowest part of animals and creatures sometimes. And even though we've grown beyond that, that still stays heavy and prevalent in our culture. And so the reason this mindset works also is because, again, so much of being black and brown is about turning negatives into positives. And especially when we talk about mindset and when we talk about energy, right? So for our generation, and I'm on the border between Generation X and Millennial. I'm just on that line. But for both generations, right? We come from parents and we come from elders that inspired us to do less in a lot of situations. If they inspired us to do anything and wanted us to aim lower, to live within reasonable expectations for what we could do. And so a lot of times, even when you're getting positivity, it comes with negativity. I think it was Fabulous who said they love to see you good. They love to see you do good. They hate to see you do better than them. And it's not even intentional, but that doesn't make the effects of it less harmful. It doesn't make it less realistic. And again, we have a lot of black and brown people that come from, I can't believe in anything you're doing until you show me results. Show me what you've done, then we can talk about it and I can be proud of you. However you get there, you get there. And this was a lot of her process as well, because the chef's family was very traditional Japanese, and her brother was more important because he was older and he was the son. And so they should live around supporting him. And the thing that made it extra grimy is one, she's already got this stigma of being a woman and being a chef, and then being Japanese and being a woman, right? And so her brother had tried to open a restaurant before her and failed. And this is while she's studying and doing all her cooking in Japan, right? And when she's ready to open hers, he said, listen, this is a hard business, and I have the family business to worry about, so you're only going to get so much help and so much support from us. And if it doesn't work out, then we're finished, we're pulling out, and you don't get any more help. And you need to figure out something else to do with yourself and instead of this hobby. You need to find a way to be useful. And she just got filled with a feeling that I know very well. This rage, this burning desire. All right, I got this. I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm going to do this. I cannot fail. And it's that pressure that I love. It's that pressure that we thrive on in my family, because pressure does one of two things. The pressures of life shape us, whether it's in a good way or bad way. They make us or they break us. They teach us who we are and what we can and can't handle. Something that I always say about people is the truth of a person is not who you are when things are going well and everything is going your way and everyone's speaking politely and being kind to each other. The truth of a person, the reality of an individual, is who they choose to be under pressure, who they choose to be when things are at their worst, who they choose to be when they have nothing. And what I have chosen to do, and what we have done a lot as black and brown people, and what so many of us do, is under pressure, we shine. We're built for it, and now it's about taking that survival and that holding on and getting by and turning it into prospering, turning it into growth and bigger things. Do you understand the mindset that's an advantage that you have when you're disadvantaged? The only place to go is up when you start at the bottom. And this is why when you hear Gary Vee talk, it's so funny, because Gary Vee's like, I wish that I had these circumstances. And from a white perspective, that's some real disrespectful shit to say. But he doesn't mean it that way, and I totally get what he means. Like, we have to be stronger. We have to fight harder. We have to be more. We have to be better. I talk about it in the book, right? It's something that they say in Scandal. We have to work twice as hard to get half, twice as hard to break even, twice as hard to get less. Do you know what you have to be on to succeed? You got to be on 500 all points in time. People who start out on 100 don't have that kind of hunger, don't have that kind of ambition. And so you have an advantage over them, and it's maybe the only advantage that we'll ever get over them in life. Maybe the only advantage that will ever be in our court. Hunger. Hunger. How hungry are you? How real is your hustle? How hard are you working for what you say you want? Okay? Are you complaining about the things that are wrong? Are you complaining about the shit that you don't like? Are you complaining about the shit that makes you unhappy? Or are you working at changing it? Are you working at destroying it? Are you working at being so real and so full of everything you need to be the best, that the only thing left standing at the end of the day is you and success? Because if you're not, you're doing it wrong. I'm telling you sincerely. There's only two options. There's only two choices. Okay? On that 50 shit. Get rich or die trying. And it's not even about the money. It's about the mindset. It doesn't have to be get rich. Get healthy or die trying. Get stronger or die trying. Like, I'm telling you, I've been having this conversation for years. Failure is death for me. So when it comes to any goal that I have, any goal that I'm trying to reach, there's always one of two options. I successfully complete that goal, or I die trying. There's nothing in between that's acceptable. Okay? Because what I've realized and what I've learned at the age of 20 that has fueled and inspired my life every single day is that no one was going to give it to me. No one was going to make it for me. No one was going to create life at a standard that I needed to be at other than me. There were tons of people, plenty of people telling me how I couldn't do it, why I couldn't do it, why my goals and dreams were unrealistic. And then that fuel would eat me up inside and burn me up and set a fire into me until I was doing it. And then you know what those same people told me I couldn't do it and I wouldn't do it did? And where they were at? Right there with their hands up. Oh, this is dope. Yeah, no, we did this. Let's be a part of this. Yeah, let me in. What's going on? Show me where this... Nah, I'm good. I'm telling you. One of the things that I love, one of the things that I truly love in life is completing a task and putting it in a pile and saying, look at all the things that I did without you. And then keeping it moving. I'm never worried about, let's bask in the glory of this. Let's make it, I did this. If I'm talking about all the things that I've done and all the things that I'm doing, I'm not doing them. If you hear me talking about it, I'm promoting it or I'm teaching you about it and we're keeping it moving. It took me 4 months to write my first book, and it's a good quality book, and I put my heart and soul into it to make sure in it, okay? I spent 2 more months marketing. I'm marketing with you now, and then I kept moving, and I'm on to the next project. I'm waking up every day and recording podcasts for me and for you, for us, to put up this information and keep sharing it. Because everybody is not a reader, and everybody doesn't have the desire to sit down and read a 2.5-hour book. Everybody doesn't have the ability to sit down and listen to an audio book. So you know what? You're not an ebook reader. You're not a paperback reader. You're not an audiobook listener. You know what? All right, I'm going to podcast for you, and I'm going to make videos for you, and I'm going to have conversations with you every time I see you, and we're going to keep talking about this. We're going to talk about methods to grow as a people. We're going to talk about methods to grow as individuals. We're going to talk about how we get there, why we need to get there, and then we're going to get there together, because we're having all of these conversations and we're reading all of these books as we're walking, as we're moving towards our goals. We're multitasking. We're being spectacular. We're being magic. We're being everything that has made us great in the worst circumstances for generations. Kayashii. Men of Honor, okay? The last Cuba Gooding movie I enjoyed. Men of Honor. What does the commanding officer say to him when he's trying to become a diver? Why do you want it so bad? Because they told me I couldn't have it. Why do you want it so bad? Because they told me I couldn't have it. Okay? I want my house. I want beautiful children. I want a happy wife. I want my own land. I want schools with my family's name on it. I want these schools to give the highest quality education that people of color can get anywhere for affordable and free in our communities. I want us to have better quality housing. I want us to have healthier environments, okay, without the need for gentrification. I want us to have super dope neighborhoods that white people didn't need to move into and raise the rent on for us to get good schools. I want it. I want it. And whether other people can see it or not, whether other people think it's doable or not, whether other people think it's achievable or not, I'm getting it. I'm going for it. I'm going after it. Kayashii, I want you to not believe in me. I want you to. Because the only thing that's going to make me is stronger. The only thing that's going to make me is hungrier. This hustle is too real. This grind is too hard. Spaceships, Yeezy, y'all don't know my struggle. Y'all can't match my hustle. This is the mindset you need to live in. There is no one who's gotten anywhere without that hunger. No one. I'm telling you, your favorite rapper's favorite rapper? Yo, the struggle. Hove and Dame Dash were out there every day selling these rhymes out of the back of their trunk. J. Cole was out there every day with that mixtape in front of these radio stations in these studios trying to get people to listen to that demo. Tory Lanez at the mall every day handing out the music, selling $5 CDs. Nobody's going to put you on if you're not putting you on, okay? I was listening to this program called The Author's Hangout. And the gentleman was talking about how he was talking to one of the number one biggest book producers and book companies in the country. And he said, the gentleman told him when they pick up a new author, they expect that author to come with a platform already. They are legit not doing anything for you unless you are doing for yourself. So if you don't have a Twitter following and a YouTube and an Instagram and all of this shit already, they're not even going, what am I going to put you in the paper for and no one knows who you are? You haven't even when you're signed to a major, they want you to put in the work like you're an independent. Okay? And that's something that people, I hear it all the time when I'm listening to Drink Champs or I'm listening to my favorite rappers and artists talk about the mistakes they made in their career. It was them thinking blowing and getting signed to a major meant that somebody was going to do work for them and they didn't have to put in work anymore. That's not how it works. All that means is that you have the funding to put in the work. And you don't have to stress it anymore. So and that's only the money. That's not the work. The work still needs to be there. It's just the money. There is no position that you can work for in life or move towards, whether it be good health, whether it be a better job, whether it be learning to do more and be better and become smarter, that you don't have to work for. If you're not screaming free Pimp C, what is you saying? And that's where we at. I'm out of here. Kayashii, the burning desire to do what motherfuckers think you can't do. Bless up, family.